Hey, I've got a important message for your entrepreneurial journey. So when I started this whole I want to make money on the internet, I want to become my own boss. I don't want to be, a wage slave for the rest of my life journey. I was probably the best example of like an ADHD, try and do 20,000 things at the same time type of person who was always jumping from one thing to the next. And I got nothing done. I got nothing at all done. It's was actually incredible how many years I just completely flushed down the toilet because I was wasting my time. Use this presentation so you don't waste your time and so you don't make the same mistakes that I did. So there are two things that you're going to have to say no to just in this presentation that I'm going to be giving you. There are plenty of other things that you're going to have to say no to, but these are the things that I think are very attractive to entrepreneurs. And something quite sad is a lot of entrepreneurs actually think this is a good thing that they give into a lot of these. So the first thing is shiny object syndrome. This is probably one of the most alluring time sinks most entrepreneurs throw their time away on. So I see all the time these budding, new, young entrepreneurs, 16-year-old kids who they'll just hop onto the next thing. Whatever TikTok serves to them, whatever the algorithm serves to them, they just hop onto the next thing. So right now it's AI. What AI thing can I do? A couple of years ago was SMMA, social media marketing agencies. A couple of years before that it was crypto. And a few years before that it was crypto again. And then it was day trading. And then it was this and it was that. Every 6 months to 2 years there's a new fad that pops up that goes ahead and pulls people's attention away. What you need to do is look at what people are doing nowadays and go, interesting. I'm not going to spend any effort or mental energy trying to copy that. I'm going to go, this AI stuff seems cool. I'm going to allocate maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes every now and then to seeing if it's actually useful, but I'm not going to try and create an AI startup. I'm not going to do an SMMA agency. I'm not going to try and throw all my money into crypto or day trading or anything like that. I'm not going to jump fad to fad. You need to make a promise to yourself that you're not just going to jump thing to thing. What you need to do is the unfortunate thing about entrepreneurship is that it's very, very boring if you're doing it right. It really is just boring. It's years and years and years of taking something fundamentally straightforward but very hard. Okay, that's the thing about entrepreneurship, that this stuff is very straightforward, but it's hard and takes consistent effort and persistence, as that graph shows, over a very long period of time. You should see entrepreneurship as not what am I going to do in the next 6 months, what's this fad I'm going to be able to jump onto in the next 6 months and make money on. What am I going to be able to do over my lifetime? Okay, the thing about me is, and you please, this is absolutely a narcissistic characteristic of me. I know I will be successful. Okay, there isn't an if. It's just a game of, well, my time horizon is the rest of my life. I started when I was 16. I had a little bit of success when I was 16. I had a couple of software products that did really well. I made some pretty decent money when I was 16. And they, they ended up fizzling out and blah, blah, blah. Things happen, right? You win, you lose. But what I saw my time horizon as was the rest of my life. I'm 23 right now. The rest of my life, let's say I make it to 90, I've got a while to get this right, okay? So the thing is, my success was never down to, this is a fad I can hop onto, or what's the next thing, what's the next thing, what's the next thing? No. I'm going to find one or two things, get unbelievably good at them, and do them for the next 60 years. That's my plan, alright? So the thing is, success is guaranteed if you're prepared to try something an infinite amount of times over literally decades and decades. The beautiful thing about entrepreneurship is if you had a coin and you flipped the coin, and every time it landed on heads, you became highly successful, and every time it landed on tails, you just wasted a few years of your time, you would probably flip that coin an infinite amount of times. Now, the interesting thing about entrepreneurship is it's not a 50-50 flip. Maybe it's, you have a 5% chance of getting it right your first time, but then that fails, you have a 10% chance of getting it right the time after that, and then a 15% chance of getting it right after that. So every single time you flip this coin, which is only wasting your time, by the way. There shouldn't, there isn't, you're not giving up your fingers or anything like that. You haven't only got 10 goes. Oh, I only have 10 fingers that I could possibly sacrifice. You can flip this coin an infinite amount of times. Your time horizon is infinity within your lifetime, all right? Infinite within the time you're alive. Don't jump onto fads. Do one of two things and become unbelievably good at them, and do it for the next 60 years, and you're going to be successful. The next thing is context switching. I run an agency, I run a software company, I manage people, I manage clients, I manage my own software product, I manage a team. There's a lot going on in my life. I also have a personal life. I have a girlfriend. I have a family that I need to see. I have, downtime that I need to go and just chill out, and I need to go to the gym, and I need to do 10 million things in the same day. And the thing is, the overhead this creates, the thing that I've shown here, this is from computers. I have a computer science background. I'm not going to get into the technicalities here, but computers operate on something called context switching, where let's say you'll have 3 tasks, okay? Your task will be work my job, go to the gym, then eat food. And you'll have to, context switching, you'll have to interweave these tasks into wherever you have free throughout your day. Now, the thing is, going and having a bunch of tasks adds overhead. When you're switching your mind away from I need to write a nice email to I need to go to the gym, to I need to hang out with my family, to I need to cook food, there's inherent overhead in switching between those 2 tasks. This is why you have these types of billionaire guys who will have one item of clothing that they wear every single day in their life, because they want to minimize the amount of decisions they have to make throughout a day. Going and jumping between 10,000 tasks in a day is not good, because let's say each one of those tasks add 20% mental overhead to your brain. You multiply that across 10,000 different tasks, you now have 20% extra overhead that you have to deal with, that's going to make you less efficient, that's going to make you more clouded in the mind. You need to minimize the amount of context switching. You need to minimize the amount of separate tasks that you jump between every single day. Batch them all up. I will have a few days a week where I will get a huge chunk of one piece of work done. I won't have 10,000 of those tasks to do in one day. I'll batch them all up into one go, do all that, and then move on to a different tasks. Don't zigzag around task to task. Batch them all up. Now, there is someone who I'm not going to mention by name, but I kind of see them as like a thought leader, like a person who I look up to in the world of business, kind of a mentor. And this person told me that they actually kind of enjoy context switching. And the thing is, they're well known as a little bit of a scatterbrained person, but I just can't help but think they would get a lot more work done if they weren't running around with 1,000 different things going on at the same time, and if they just heavily dedicated themselves into doing batched work and just getting one huge chunk of the same piece of work done in one go, and then moving on to the next thing. Now, the thing is, once you get to a certain level, you just can't avoid context switching. You're going to have to do 1,000 different things at the same time. This is inherent to just management. This is why managers will go and hire personal assistants, will go and hire, teams of people underneath them that will go ahead and handle all the day-to-day crap for them. So, this is just going to be inherent in your journey at some point. But context switching and decisions, you need to minimize these. So these are the two things that I wasted an obscene amount of my time on. And please listen to me. Avoid shiny object syndrome. Expand your time horizon to the rest of your life for your success. Avoid context switching, so you should go and batch work together and just get 6 hours of work done on one kind of idea, on one concept. So write a bunch of emails back to back, or program a bunch back to back, or do a bunch of outreach back to back. Don't go and interweave all those tasks. And finally, minimize the amount of decisions you have to make in a day. Just try and cut out as many decisions as possible, because the more successful you become, just inherently you're going to have to make more decisions. There's only so much bandwidth your mind has. Stop clogging it up with a bunch of other stuff. Have a great day. Check out the links in the description if you want to work with me. See ya.